shout out. I have a shout out.
We're starting
with a new pledge, Karen.
Hey, Karen.
Thank you for joining us, Karen.
Thank you.
Let us know why you came, assuming it's Pretty Little Liars.
Assuming so.
We assume so much.
We never hear from anybody.
I know. You guys join, you stay, and then we...
Like the new members, I feel like we haven't heard why you're here.
I know. Are we overwhelming?
Yeah,
are
should we
the
stop?
old patrons just, they're very warm and inviting and welcoming, I think.
They really are.
So if it's your style, reach out.
Please.
We are discussing She's Better Now. How many times?
Did you have a
we
counter?
count?
I wish I counted.
I think it was probably at least 3 or 4 times in this episode.
Absolutely.
It's episode 14, aired January 8th, 2013. We have made it to a new year in the show, 2013.
Wow.
It was written by Oliver Goldstick, directed by Wendy Stanzler. Radley's sanitarium has given Mona a clean bill of health, and she's headed back to the halls of Rosewood High, much to the Liars' dismay. With their former tormentor now back in their everyday life, the Liars take very different views on the new Mona. I think it's just Hannah who's like in denial still.
Yeah, I don't think this is a new Mona.
No, the girls are like, we're on to her. Something is going on.
And I thought we would take a little while to get into that, but
it's
very clear that this is not a new Mona.
Yeah, we haven't seen anything as far as the audience knowing something that the girls don't, at least not yet. But it's obvious that Mona is what we find out in this episode. Like she wanted to come back, not the other way around.
I think that's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll start off in the beginning of the episode. We have this skateboarder in a black hoodie. And immediately did you think, is this Toby?
I did.
Yeah.
I did think it was Toby.
They're going in and out of stores. And then all of a sudden this black car comes in and they almost drive this boarder off the road. And they do. Like the boarder kind of like stumbles and falls. But we see the driver is Toby.
To me, it seemed like the driver, Toby, was trying deliberately on purpose
to try and run over the skateboarder. Right. Which later we hear that Lucas got into a skateboarding accident. So do you believe that this is Lucas?
Yes, I do.
Kat asks, why was Toby trying to run over Lucas?
Because Toby's under a spell. I think it's gonna be really annoying to deal with me from now
for a long
forward
time.
Because it's so strange because now that I really believe this, or that Toby's a twin.
I think that was probably a more logical explanation.
Okay. I can run with that. But there's a couple of times throughout this episode where I feel like I saw 2 Tobys.
Yeah. He's definitely not the Toby we once knew and loved.
No, this is evil twin / I'm under a spell Toby.
Yes.
And I don't know what we should call him.
Loby.
Loby?
I don't know where I got that L from, but
we can call him Loby.
We can call him Noby.
Noby. I like that. Because we have like Tobey and then we have Nobey.
Nobey.
No go. So I think driving was Nobey. Okay. That was Nobey.
He's Nobey.
Nobey.
He's nobody's bay.
No, that's right.
Not our bay.
Not our bay. Bring back Tobey.
Yeah, bring back the real Toby. Our listeners are LOLing because the timeline is wackadoodle daisy. It's whack. So
yes, please.
We saw last week's episode, which to us back in the day in 2012, that was October. We come 3 months later, January. Caleb says in this episode, the Halloween train was only a few weeks ago. So we're to assume we're in November, mid to late November.
Yeah.
Mike says, why aren't they wearing jackets?
Well, sure.
That's
in Pennsylvania, I would love to know.
Every time it's the holiday season, these kids are never wearing jackets in Pennsylvania. It gets very cold there.
Never.
Kat adds, this is the beginning of never-ending November. So it's like in the lore of Pretty Little Liars. We call this never-ending November. This has been coined for quite some time, since 2012. And when you hear those words, never-ending November, Kat wants to know, how many episodes do you think are going to be in this time continuity error.
Better yet, how long are we in senior year for?
I don't even want to give you that because you're
Do you
going
know?
you're going to.
Are you not going to tell me?
I'm not going to tell you. Just like I'm not going to tell you when we're going to end November.
So you're just setting me up to fail.
Yeah, I would love to hear your predictions. She wants to hear your predictions as to when do you think, if this is the start of never ending November in 314, when is the end of November?
Well, you keep stressing never ending. So I think we're here. Oh my God, we're on episode 14
of season 3.
No. No. Come on. Okay, you said next season we get Halloween. Or
wait.
There is a Halloween.
I believe so.
Or maybe it's another season after that.
It might have been
Season
a Halloween.
5?
It might have just been like a special.
Because you guys made
October.
your cookies or whatever.
Yeah, but I don't know if it was a special Halloween episode. It might have just been a special episode premiering on Halloween. I don't know. I should really look that up before I give you any hard proof.
Okay, that's fine. Never ending November. I think we're here till the end of the season then.
Okay.
Oh. And the fact that you know my question, I mean, you know my answer. I can't speak. You know the answer to the question I want to know is how long we're in senior year.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to tell you that.
Is it like never ending November?
Kind of. I can't. You know who I can't wait to talk about this with is Lauren Daisy.
Oh yes,
she has a 1-hour video about never ending November.
Get out of here! I'm assuming I can't watch that.
No, you cannot watch that. But I look forward to speaking with her, which in 2 weeks we'll have her on the podcast.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Never ending November.
It's in the lore. This is the.
Is there a reason why they did this?
I think they just don't keep track of things. They don't have. They don't have scripty. They don't have any.
I don't believe that. There has to be a reason why they did this for storytelling purposes.
I think they just wanted to do what they wanted to do and didn't realize, oh shit, we didn't tell anyone what happened.
We have to move on.
We have to move on. But this is the start. If you're new, welcome to Never Ending November. Welcome to We Are Liars, because we're never ending in November. This podcast will end before November. Before November comes.
But the show will still be in November.
Will still be in November. Yeah, anyway, so we're going to go to Mona's storyline with Hannah first. So right away in the beginning of this episode, it almost is like reminiscent of a Halloween episode because Mona scares the crap out of Hannah in the middle of the night in the dark. She gets released from Radley in the middle of the night. It felt like a dream. That's how I felt when I first watched this. I was like, oh, this is a dream.
Yeah.
No, she just gets released from Radley. She's going to be going back to Rosewood High the next day. She's freaking out because she feels like nobody's in her corner and she could really use a friend. And please, Hannah, I know I hurt you, but I'm better now. I'm better now. I can't stress it enough. I'm better now. And please help me out. And Hannah's like, just go. And we find out Regina has been staying at the Marins for a while, but we don't know.
Happy to see Regina.
Virgina.
Happy to see you, Regina.
We have no explanation as to where Ashley is.
Or why Regina's
here. Or
here.
why Regina's in town. It's not like she came for the 10K to sing the national anthem because they didn't know she was going to do that.
Is she in next week's episode?
No.
Wow.
I don't know why we did this.
Just to have this actor back?
I mean, which is...
No, it's fine.
Great.
It's just weird.
Isn't it Patrick Norris's mom?
Oh, is
or it's not anyone who did the episode's mom.
Huh.
It's not Oliver Goldstick's mom. It was some male
writer
or director's mother. I thought it was Robert Buckley's mom. Robert Buckley.
Just
Robert
named
Buckley.
Like
oh my God. Oh. Norman Buckley or Patrick Norris. One of those two's mom.
Oh boy.
I am all over the place. Okay, editing list here. It's Norman Buckley's sister. In school, I think she says in the video, it's been 7 months since she's been at Radley.
Yes, 7 months. Yep. Which is not enough time for you to be out.
You tried to murder your friend. You tried to drive over your friend. You did many things.
Yes.
Anyway, as we said, Grandma Regina is in town for a little while. And she made breakfast, which is so sweet for Hannah. Vic wants to know, what is your ultimate breakfast?
I don't really eat breakfast.
I know.
I don't
I
really
have to force
an
myself to eat
in the
breakfast.
morning. But
what about a brunch? Like if it's time that's settled?
If we're going out to brunch, I'm probably not getting anything sweet.
Yeah.
Always a savory dish.
Savory.
And probably like an avocado toast or something.
Ooh.
But never pancakes, never a waffle. But I always want a bite of it.
Yeah, I'll have like a little bite.
I just don't have a sweet tooth like that.
I good old egg sandwich. It's good.
Oh yeah,
me.
love an egg sandwich.
Or like just a bagel.
Toasted bagel
with some
tomato,
spread.
onion, vegetable cream cheese.
Toasted bialy. I love it. But I don't generally eat those things, so that's a treat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be, and obviously coffee.
Well.
Much coffee.
Duh.
She tells Hannah she got a basket of muffins from Mona as like a I'm sorry muffin basket. We don't even really see this basket, but we reference it. And Regina's like, oh, this is the same Mona that did the things. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, Heshi, he was cuckoo bananas one day and he's better now.
Yeah, Heshi and the family is also better now.
And maybe you should give Mona another shot.
Yeah.
We go to school. Hannah goes up to Mona at the locker. Mona opens her locker and there is a cow brain stabbed into her locker with a knife. Apparently this cow brain is from the biolab. Mm-hmm. And Mona takes the knife out with the brain. She's holding it. She's walking around the school to find the garbage can. Everyone is staring and whispering and taking videos on their phone. And she throws the brain in the garbage with the knife in the garbage. Why is Jason standing there? Because it's weird.
Jason's part of the plan.
He's the one who set it up to make her look better.
Either that, but him and Lucas and her all in. You can see them all in frame.
You can see them all in frame. So maybe this is the new A-team.
Yeah, something's going on here.
Something's weird, suspicious. I
will not let go of the fact that Jason and Lucas had words last week. It was
weird. And now Mona and Jason.
Yeah.
What is this?
Something is going on. Something is going on.
It's just so strange. But she then walks up to Lucas, whispers something in his ear, and walks away. Mike wants to know who put the brains in Mona's locker.
I think it was Mona.
Mona put the brains in Mona's locker.
You know what? I think Mona orchestrated it. I'm not sure who actually did it.
Right.
It's someone from the A-team.
Someone worked for her to do it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that she could look, like she's a victim.
Yeah, she's trying to make a comeback party.
She is. Kate asks, did you have to dissect anything in high school?
Yes.
Yeah, we had to do the frog.
And I also opted in to take zoology. And I, who was a vegetarian, actually loved dissecting animals.
Actually, Sam was my lab partner in biology, and she dissected the whole frog, and I just stood there.
Did you not like it?
I hated it.
I find learning about what's going on inside of us fascinating.
That's a beautiful thing.
So, I don't know. So zoology, we did a snake. And
that would have been okay with, I think.
Yeah, it was a pretty easy cut. I don't remember what else we dissected. A frog.
In college, I did a fetal pig twice.
Oh, did you?
The formaldehyde smell still in my nose to this day.
I remember that smell.
Yeah, and I went home and it was like dinner time. I was like, I'm good. I don't need to eat.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I was never grossed out by it.
It's not like it's... Right, it didn't gross me out looking at it. It's just the fact that it's like in your presence. It's kind of like gross.
Yeah.
A dead thing you're literally pulling apart in your presence. You're doing it. And
yeah.
The smells. If there's no smells, it would have been maybe better.
But also
that's nature.
Right. Right. It was, people were very confused about that because they thought I was going to make a thing about it.
Well, Aria didn't get to do it because she's a vegetarian.
Right. I get it. But I was just like, well, I'm kind of interested. What's going on inside of you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if it was a human?
Like a cadaver?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would have been okay?
Yeah. I think so.
What was that? It's a museum I went to.
Bodies?
Did you ever go to that
Yeah.
one? Yeah.
The Bodies exhibit?
That was a long time ago, but that was really cool.
That was at South Street Seaport?
Yes.
In the city? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did we go together?
I think we did.
Yeah, it was like a St. Joe's field trip or something, no?
I was not on that.
Oh,
wait, maybe I was. Who did I go with?
Who? Right? I think I went twice.
Me too.
Why did we do that?
I don't think I have any. Did we go with Matt and Sam? Does that sound familiar?
Maybe.
We'll have to text Sam.
We'll have to ask her. She'll know.
She'll know.
So Hannah follows Lucas and she's like, what's up with that? What did Mona say to you? He just walks away limping.
Yeah.
So I think they're trying to set it up immediately where you think Aria stabbed him with the screwdriver.
Well, I actually didn't.
You didn't think anything of it.
No, I didn't. I thought maybe he got hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think about the stabbing.
Yeah. So then Hannah says to Caleb, like, what's up with Lucas? You got to talk to him. I think Aria stabbed him on the leg. And please find out what's going on. So then Lucas shows up later with Caleb's money that he owes him. Yet Caleb's not there. And he says, I don't know where Caleb's living. We're like, yeah, same. We don't know where Caleb's living.
This was so weird because Lucas shows up to Hannah's house and he goes, oh, I'm sorry you're running out.
I know you're on your way out. What?
She just answered the door.
She's in pajamas.
And he shows up at her back door.
Right.
Not even the front door.
You're right.
So like you were coming.
What was he waiting for?
I think he actually came to tell her something. Like give her a clue.
Right. He's like, I can't deal with this anymore. I know you want to know stuff.
Yeah, and I can't tell you everything, but I want to kind of tell you something.
Yeah. And so she like asks him so many questions.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Does Mona have something on you? You know, what happened to you? Why are you limping? Did someone stab you?
I know.
All the things. He's like, listen, all I can say to you is that Mona was going out of Radley way before she was released. And that's all I can say. And Hannah's like, I understand. She gets it because she's got secrets too, I guess.
Yeah. It's interesting how Hannah, I don't know, is trying it. Maybe is giving grace to Mona and Lucas, even though they are very sketchy compared to the other girls. They're girls,
also her two closer friends. Like the other girls aren't close to Lucas,
right?
Nor Mona,
right?
So maybe she just feels like she's loyal to them, in a way.
Maybe.
We also go back to the girls in the bathroom after the brain scene, and Mona comes in. This is minus Hannah. And Mona comes in and she's like, I know it wasn't you guys. You know, you owe me because I gave you that secret about your boyfriend, your girlfriend's killer. So I think we're alluding that Mona was the one to phone call Emily that night with a distorted voice. I'm pretty sure that's what she's implying. I think
like get out of the house.
Yeah, that was her voice saying get out of the house because she was like figure it out.
Okay,
that it was Lyndon.
Lyndon Johnson.
Lyndon B. Johnson.
Yes. If that was the case, how did Mona know that?
Because she's and she knows all. And she is she on the side of the girls?
But they just accepted that.
Not
that they accepted it. They didn't
they didn't even ask. They're like, what do you mean by that?
Like, how did you know? Am I missing something? How did she know he was the killer?
Because she's part of the A-team. She sees all. But it's to them.
They don't know she was. Okay.
The A-team didn't have anything to do with that. So it's like another secret that the A-team knows about the girls that nobody else knew.
Right.
So like they're finding out things in the process before the girls do because they don't have their eyes and ears like the A-team does because there's many of them or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
So, you know.
I'd be like,
what do you mean by that?
Take that and suck it. Like, what? No.
Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, she's alluding to the fact that she gave Emily that phone call. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
If not, it meant she somehow informed Emily, whether she sent a video or whatever it is. So later the girls notice that Mona is talking to the janitor who they've never noticed before. And they look at him and they're like, oh, I'm sorry. You are the concierge from the Lost Woods Resort, the original A lair.
I mean, to be honest, this shocked me. And I was like,
Michelle's like, oh, he has two jobs. Well, the Lost Woods Resort is closed. I think it's been closed since they found Mona's lair. And the girls are like, well, what is this about? We need to figure out why he's here. He's talking to Mona. He obviously knows her and they're friendly with her because she was like basically living there.
Yeah. And so how long has he been working there? And did he just start?
Right. Did the
Mona
girls
start?
just never not notice that he was there?
Or
Or the fact that now Mona's out, he's working there.
Right.
Mm-hmm. They go down to the janitor's closet, room, office, whatever. We're going to call it Cloffice.
Cloffice. Mm-hmm.
And they find, while he's in there, they see the baby burlap mask and like some other, I think there was like a black swan costume, whatever it was, of Mona's stuff from the lair.
Whoa.
They're like, what the hell is he doing with this stuff? Why is he holding on to it? Obviously, Mona's using him for something. But then they go back down and it's all taken away because they're onto them. Caleb tells the girls that he has news about Mona. He hacked into the database to find the transcript from the appointment, I guess, with the principal and her parents. And apparently her parents didn't want her to come back. She pushed to come back to school. So he's like, already, she's lying about being why she was here.
But her parents just gave in and was like, you know what? I can't fight you anymore. You want to go back to school? Fine.
Right?
I'd be like, no. Well, you know what? I say that, but I don't have kids. What?
Right?
I don't know. I just find this so unbelievable.
Right. I know.
How do you feel about that? Am I alone in this?
No, I guess she just seems to always get her way.
And like her parents seem disconnected from what we've learned. They don't know what to do and they're following what the doctors
ordered. And I bet you if Ren had his way, he was like, yeah, let her go. Sure. She's better now. I'm sorry, kid. I'm not even saying it ironically anymore. I'm just saying it because it's the
you can never say that sentence again because I will always think of this episode. So even if you're talking about a loved one, you're like, she's better now. I will laugh. I will laugh.
Yeah.
Ren said to Hannah. No. Mona said to Hannah that Ren said you were my like spirit guide.
Yeah, basically like you helped me stay in Radley because you were my friend.
Interesting. Just to like bring up that
Ren.
And just to bring up Ren. And so
why we bring up Ren?
Like Mona was clued into Ren anyway. Okay, so the parents were
so
like, sure,
obviously
honey,
they're
go back to
talking
school.
more.
They're
her
talking
and Ren. Ren and her have a different relationship. But being especially now that they've changed Mona's medication and she's more with it, you know her and Ren are talking.
Absolutely.
Especially about Hannah. He's probably trying to get information from Mona about Hannah. Ugh.
Ew.
I just, Ren.
Yep.
Mona ends up posting this video on a website or streamed, or she sent it to all the kids at the school and it's got like 1,600 likes. She's admitting that she was bullied and basically like her justification for her actions, not saying that they were right, but why she feels the way she feels about herself and why maybe she did the things she did. But the girls are like, no, who believes this?
Everybody
Except for the four of them. Maybe a little bit of Hannah.
Yeah.
But Regina's like, no, this is fake.
Yeah.
She's like, she's putting on a show.
She's more twisted than my toes.
Twisted than my toes? What does that mean?
She's got the best lines, that Regina.
The most random.
I'm going to say that. You're more twisted than my toes.
But
I know.
Like,
I don't really.
I just think about like crossing your toes, like your big toe and your other toe, your middle, second toe.
This podcast is turning into a feet podcast.
Yeah.
Last week we talked about
You're right.
press-ons
We
for
did
toes.
the toe and thumbnail. Anyway, so they all decide to go back to the janitor's office. Mind you, this whole entire episode is supposed to be based off this 10K run for charity, which we get like 5 seconds of.
Yeah, they don't really make that obvious to us.
They don't make it obvious to us. Even like if you were to read the transcript of this episode, none of it really mentions that. So to me, who read the transcript going, and then I watched the episode, I'm like, oh, we have this whole 10K in here that nobody even mentions because it's just not important, I guess.
Weird.
But they have this 10K. It's apparently for charity. People have to raise money. Who knows? But all the school is involved. It's on the school grounds. And the girls decide to use it to their advantage to get back into the school because it's not locked because the bathrooms are available. And they go to the office, and this is when they figure out there is no Mona attire, but only Allison's journal left, which is so weird.
In the janitor's office.
In the janitor's office, which they think that his name is Harold. They think that Harold thinks it's Mona's, and he's writing her love letters.
Ew.
Yeah. But they do find an entry. Of course, the page that they open to is the entry Allie writes about when she goes to Byron's office and she tells him she's going to tell Mrs. Montgomery. Kate's like, it's so funny. She calls them Mr. and Mrs. Montgomery, yet she's like literally blackmailing them.
Yeah,
You can't call
seriously.
them Ella and Byron. It's
Right.
very funny.
Yeah.
And basically, he admits to having, we don't know how much money, but paid her off to not mention anything about Meredith to Ella.
Question.
I hope I can answer it.
So Byron, what we're learning is Byron previously paid her.
Well, the summer that, it might have not even been that summer.
When they caught.
All right, right.
Yeah.
But before she goes missing and gets killed,
He has paid her before.
he had paid her. She takes that money with her to go visit Graham.
Right. And then Allison got money from Hastings. Remember there was like that check?
No, he paid a PI with that money.
Right. Okay.
They want you to believe that he paid Allison, right?
I thought that was it, but I think
so
you're
long
right.
ago,
It's
I don't
for the-
remember now.
Shoot.
But he did not pay Allison, but Byron did.
Yeah, and she wants more.
She wants more now.
Allison wants more.
The same amount, however much amount that was.
This is so weird.
And he like forcefully holds her wrist when she's trying to call Ella. And it's just not a good look, dude.
It's not a good look, but also if you're Byron, do you contact Allison's parents and be like, your daughter is trying to blackmail me? And
I guess then he'd have to admit what he did.
I guess so, but
he doesn't want this to get out at all. He even tells Allison, look, it's not going to work because her and I are done.
right.
I guess thinking that that's going to make it better. Like you have no leverage, but yet you do because she witnessed it. Also, I mean, is there proof that Allison saw them together?
I'm sure
It's just her
Allison had
word again.
proof.
I'm sure she figured out
probably
proof
has
somehow or
Yeah.
can figure out a way to prove it. But either way, she's like, oh, you have to pay me for it.
We really need that show Bible.
We do need a show.
So I can like go back and be like,
Maybe Lauren will go.
Yeah. I know.
will help us out here because we really need
We
need
really
some help
need a show Bible.
with a
Yeah.
lot of stuff. I mean, there is a summary, a timeline.
No.
It's really funny on Reddit.
Is there?
It goes by month, which never ending. November has so many entries, but it's so great to see that. But also, it's like not that they missed anything, but you're like, wait, I have to go scroll back to find what's back here, and it's just very.
Got it. It's a whole timeline of the show.
Yeah, basically. Someone had
Oh.
posted on Reddit, like, please summarize Pretty Little Liars. And someone, out of the goodness of their heart, took the time to literally go, like, this is what happens in every season and everything. And so I guess that could be our show Bible. But again, it would take me I would have to, like, literally control F
Yeah.
to find what we're looking
Yeah,
for
yeah,
because
yeah.
it's so complicated. Kate had sent me
Mhm.
in an email screenshots of this journal and the journal entries. So most of them are ones from Harold to Mona, which is really ew. But there is the one where Allison is talking about, blackmailing Byron. And then there's another page that Kate says she couldn't make out what it said, but the handwriting is similar to that of the notes we've been seeing, the suicide letter. And so it's interesting.
That's very interesting.
I will post it on Patreon for everyone to see publicly.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's fun.
Ooh.
Yeah, but Aria rips the page out of the journal. She's like, I need this as proof. And then they run out, and then Harold's there, and he's trying to steal the paper back from her.
Well, you know what, Aria? Shove it in your
She's
pocket.
like,
She's waving it around. He's staring at it. And even when she sees that he sees it, she still doesn't put it in her pocket. You're wearing a zip-up hoodie.
She's like, what
you
am I
got
gonna
like
do
2
with this?
pockets. Pick one. Shove it in your shirt.
And then Toby comes downstairs. Why?
To me, this was Toby.
Oh, okay. This is real. This is Toby. And he's like, my girls are in trouble. I need to help.
He's even wearing a lighter colored shirt.
You're so right. He is.
Thank you for engaging with me on my
his
theory.
wardrobe is less harsh.
Yeah, and he seems just lighter and softer.
Mm-hmm.
This is Toby.
Okay, Toby is. This is the first and only time we see Toby in this episode.
Correct.
Good.
You get it?
Yeah, I get
Does
it.
it make sense?
I get it.
We have Toby and Nobay.
Yeah. Trust me, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
The girls come outside after all of this, and immediately there's the shed up in flames.
Which was so weird because I thought it was Mona. Because I thought
girls were screaming Mona,
they
Mona.
were.
And I think we are to
assume?
gather from that Mona and Meredith were in there, but Mona left without a scratch, is what Spencer said. She's like, that's fishy. So it seemed like Mona set it up, didn't get hurt, but Meredith did get hurt.
I mean, it is so obvious that Mona set it up because of the looks that Mona was giving Meredith.
Right. She was kind of following her with her eyes, and it looked suspicious.
Yes.
And so the shed goes up in flames, and apparently Meredith is burned. We also have this side story of Mona and Jason. It's very brief, but Toby, possibly, potentially, think, I don't know, he was a little...
Which
at the lunch table
No,
outside.
that was Nobay.
That was Nobay.
That was Nobay. Nobay was
mean about it. Yeah. So Spencer, she's going on and on about the NAT club. We hear Jenna has transferred schools.
Is Jenna on the island?
She's not.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I
maybe,
figured you might ask me that.
Well, sure. But maybe for a little while.
I think for a little bit. Yeah.
But does she come back in November?
She comes back in December after never ending November. Yeah, so she has transferred schools. Spencer wonders if this has to do with the NAT club, like, what's happening here.
Fair.
Mike wants to ask if we see Jenna again this season. What's your prediction? No. Kat asks, is A going for the NAT club? Is Jenna or Jason next?
I think we don't see Jenna for a little while, so Jenna's not next.
Okay. What about Jason?
I don't know what's going on with Jason.
He hugged Mona. Spencer and Nobay.
That's right.
See him hug Mona. Weird.
Well, he's like consoling her.
He's quick because she's upset, which we're to believe, obviously. She's having a bad day.
And Jason believes in second chances.
Absolutely. He knows what it's like to be a bad reputation.
But this is so weird to console her.
The vibes were weird vibes.
Very
too.
weird. Especially
Not
at
now.
The end.
Right. So then Spencer and Toby go on a run?
I think it was Nobay.
Nobay? Okay. Because then they go into the hot tub and Nobay is like, I want to.
Yeah. That was Nobay.
I want to get a little.
Stop worrying. Because Toby would have got Spencer here.
Maybe Toby was in the rustling and Nobay was like, sit down.
That's right. Nobay didn't even do anything. If Toby was in that hot tub, he'd be like, let me get out and let me search the premises.
Right. Michelle said that. She's like, normally our Toby would get up and be like, I'm protecting you.
We're talking about the hot tub scene.
Right. If we didn't make that.
Yeah.
Just the hot tub scene. They go in the hot tub because they ran. Yeah. They're sore, I guess.
Yeah.
And this is after Spencer is like, Jason, don't trust Mona. And he's like, don't worry about me.
Jason was giving looks to Nobay.
To Nobay.
Something's going on.
They also gave looks to each other on the train last episode.
Right.
Mm-hmm. He was too distracted with Nobay's abs to concentrate on what Spencer was saying. He could not keep his eyes off of him. The ballerina himself. So you
think Jason has a thing for Nobay in that way?
I think Jason is attracted to Nobay.
And wants to make Nobay his bae.
He wants to make Nobay Toby. This is too much.
Too much.
Are you guys sick of us?
But what's weird, the Jason, the Lucas, the
what is this
Nobay
about?
of it all, and Mona, it's strange. And why would Jason, who does believe in second chances, trust these people? I just don't understand. Then it makes you think, Jason, are you part of the A-team in some weird way?
Right, because if you're trusting Mona, but it almost seems like, Toby and Mona have no interactions between Nobay and Mona. No interactions.
In public.
In public. There is zero interaction. She's very public with her interactions with, what's his name? Lucas.
And
many
Jason.
a times. And Jason. So maybe they aren't on the A-team.
Yeah. But Lucas, something's up with Lucas, though.
Something is up. After the hot tub scene, Spencer then sees Jason why is he on his front porch with his shirt open? It's weird. He's
Well,
always
think
on his front
because
porch.
of the wound.
Yeah, but he's always do it on your back. Do it in the house. Do it in the backyard. Why are you gonna sit if you have a puncture wound or whatever? Why you sit on your front porch?
Also, it's November
Also, it's November
in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, we're gonna
you
just
could
sit
have
outside in the
you could
freezing
have
cold
a
air.
warm November.
You could,
and you're
but this is a
watching the bug
stretch.
zapper. It just felt like summer. This felt like a very summer
Yes.
episode, and it could be a summer in November in a warm place. I mean,
But it's not. It's
a warm
Pennsylvania,
November in a different place, but not
not in Pennsylvania. It's not that warm where there's a bug zapper. The bugs are dead. It's November. It was just off-putting.
Yeah.
And then you see Mona emerge after Spencer has said, she's about to say, don't trust Mona. He's like, I understand. I get what you're saying. It looks like Mona's suspicious because of the fire. She doesn't get wounded. He's like, I get it. I understand what you've been saying. But then Mona literally emerges and I'm like not down with the vibes.
Wait, hold on.
What's with the staring at each other? Jason has like
What's this wound?
What's this wound?
It's from the train.
It's from a screwdriver. It's a very small puncture wound.
But 3 weeks later.
True.
But also
it's Pretty Little Liars.
Right. So
it's the never ending November. So it could have been.
Maybe this is November 1st. Oh, no, it's not because this is 3 weeks since the train.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They specifically say it's Halloween night on the train. So that was
and
October 31st.
And they specifically say this was 3 weeks later, right?
A few weeks ago.
A few weeks ago?
2 to 3, 3 to 4.
I'm not missing something where we know Jason's wound, right?
No, we aren't. Even Molly in the chat's like, I missed something. I'm like, no, you didn't. You missed nothing.
He's fully dressed in school. He's fully dressed.
Right. So if someone's like helping you cover a wound, it must have been fresh.
It looked fresh.
She's not going to keep changing your dressings. You know what I mean? She doesn't live in there. She's not going to keep, like, you can't do that yourself. So it means like it happened while they were together. Unless it happened at school during the fire of some sort. She literally was at the fire and then she's immediately at his house.
Right. Well, I mean, isn't everything like 3 steps away from everything?
Yeah, it's Rosewood.
So Lucas is limping. Jason has a puncture wound.
Who's next with the potential injury?
Mm-hmm. Where's Nobay parking his car? Because Nobay lives in Buck County, right?
Bucks County, yeah.
Bucks County. Okay.
But also, Toby lives at the loft. Nobay lives in Bucks County.
That's right.
So that's where
this
goes.
Okay.
All right. So shortly to talk about, we have to talk about Emily, which I literally have one tiny summary, is that Wayne is back in town, which is great to see him. Pam is, I don't know where she is, but we're installing alarm systems. Thank you, Daddy and the Fields, for being the only parents that are trying to protect our children.
Seem to be concerned.
They're the only two parents that are concerned. He's so concerned. Every single window is getting an alarm. She can't go out past dark. He's afraid. He wants her home right away as soon as she gets home from school.
Go to
He's afraid for her to even go to work.
The fundraiser.
He doesn't want her to go to the 10K.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And I get it. Like, it might be overbearing, but you look how much has happened to you in just 2 years.
Yeah. Right. And I'm glad that a parent is showing like, hey, we got to talk about this.
Something hasn't been working and we need to fix what's not been working.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we'll try this alarm system. And Emily's like, whatever. I can just go out and what do you want me to do, Dad? I have to go to work. And so she goes home. She's basically on house arrest. And then I don't really understand why this works, but she takes the battery out of her phone.
Or does she just switch the phone cases?
Because she like pops off something.
But I think, to me, I thought that, but I'm like, I think we just switched phones.
The phone cases. But then Wayne says later on, we switched phones. It's like, well, no, it's very obvious that your phone has a different case.
Well, right. She took her phone out, put it in his case.
Right. I guess, or he just like said that, realizing he knew exactly what she was doing.
Yeah, I think he knew.
And he was saying to the school, like, oh, we got our phone switched.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's like, I don't understand why you're not talking to me. You're not letting me in.
Right.
I'm upset that this is a situation. And, I know what it's like to lose people, but you need to talk to me. And she just doesn't say anything. Just sad.
She's just frustrated.
She's so frustrated.
He even says have Paige over.
He's like, I don't care as long as you're in the house.
You're just kind of on house arrest.
Right. Which
what teenager wants to be told they can't
definitely
leave?
not. Definitely not. Aria. She was so frustrating.
She's so frustrating, this one.
As we know, as we could predict, she has yet to tell anyone anything. Ezra doesn't know anything. She hasn't asked her dad flat out what's happened with, the Allison situation. The girls kind of question Aria if she's going to ever ask her dad these things, and she immediately gets defensive. Which is, I get it. And she's like, I understand. I was defensive about it, but you guys keep bringing it up. And they're like, maybe we could talk to Mona. Maybe Mona knows something. And Aria's just like, just leave it alone. Like, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Then to make matters worse, she walks into her classroom and Meredith is her teacher. Are you kidding me?
Byron's like, oh, I forgot.
How? Byron, what a shitty dad are you?
Oh my gosh.
I forgot you were in her class. I'm sorry. You have a girlfriend that you know is going to be teaching at the school that your ex-wife and your children go to, and you're not going to look at the roster of who's in her class? No,
and
I don't buy
teacher.
it. You're a dick.
He's an educator too. Like, you know
how it works.
Oh yeah, not good.
I really don't like him. So during class, Aria's there's many people texting, but Aria especially is texting, and Meredith singles her out that she's texting.
Well,
she takes her phone. And I'm assuming she reads. I'm sure she's typing, I can't believe Meredith is my teacher or whatever. She then makes Aria stay after class, in which all the girls stay. She's like, I guess I'm talking to all of you.
Yeah.
And she says, look, I'm new here. Please don't make it look like you're trying to walk all over me. Like, it's hard for me to gain a reputation, in a positive aspect.
Like, if you all
here.
want to graduate in 3 years.
Right.
Which she really means senior year, but now I think we're going to be in senior year for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
You better do your work.
And then what's confusing is that she goes home and Byron's like, I forgot Meredith was your teacher, but don't worry. She told me you handled it so maturely. And Aria's like, I'm sorry, what did she say? Because as we know, as the audience, she caught Aria texting, and then she tells Byron that she handled it maturely.
Yeah, she's
like covering for her, basically.
Right. They cautiously welcomed her.
Right. So he's happy to know that. And then Aria goes, what'd you think of Allison? He's like, I like her like I liked all of your friends. Yeah. Did you ever spend any alone time with her? What kind of questions are these?
Is this just to show a teenager trying to communicate?
I hope so.
Or is this just like really bad
writing?
Or just like Aria's that awkward? I don't understand. Would be like, hey dad, I have something really weird to ask you. Like,
right. And he's like, oh, you really miss her, don't you? It's like, well, what she's implying is not missing her.
No.
She's implying that you had an inappropriate interaction with her.
Something was
doesn't sound like she's questioning you if you paid her off. It sounds like, did you have an affair with Allison?
Yeah.
Is what it sounds like to me.
Yes.
And he's like, well, what do you mean by that? Oh, you really miss her, don't you? She's like, yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah. We find out from Wayne, I guess, that Meredith was the one to be injured during this fire.
Yes.
Miss Sorensen.
Yes.
Sorensen. Isn't that a school? Oh, there's a local school Sorensen. My sister-in-law used to work for. They're I think the hearing impaired there. I was like, this name sounds so familiar to me. Sorensen. And apparently, she comes home from the hospital and Byron's like, stay. She's like, no, I'm good because your daughter did this. Your daughter and her friends wrote a note because apparently she found a note that there was something she had to get in the shed. And at that moment she goes in the shed and the shed blows up. And so Byron's blaming Aria and her friends.
You tell me right now. Your secrets will haunt you.
And she's like, what about your secrets? And he goes, what do you mean by that? She goes, nothing. Oh, nothing. I didn't mean to say that. I'm afraid of you, Dad, I guess. It's so frustrating.
I know what your friends are capable of.
Mm-hmm. Right. Again, alluding to your secret.
That's right. With Allison.
We're bringing it back full circle. So if you know what Aria is talking about and you're kind of pushing the point home of your friends are dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she just retracts that statement. Doesn't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then she calls Spencer and she's like, Spencer, A planted this. And you see Byron on the other side of the door. So like, do you think he heard about A or secrets about A?
Yeah,
or?
I think so. And also Spencer's like, is it your dad? Do you want to come to my house? You know, my dad will
Right.
never let me.
Right.
So he hears that too.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like she's a little afraid
Yeah.
of her dad,
Yeah.
which they're like setting it up to be that he is a scary man,
Right.
even though it's Byron.
Right.
You're not so scary.
I don't think he killed Allie.
No.
If Allie
I
is
think
dead.
at this point, it would be
I-
fair to assume he did not kill Allison.
I think Allison was just blackmailing him.
Right. And they're just making it look guilty. And,
Mhm.
Garrett just so happened to see him there.
Right. Right.
She also still has the Meredith, the Malcolm, Maggie looming over her head.
Who's Malcolm?
Who's Malcolm? Malcolm and Maggie.
Malcolm in the middle.
Malcolm in the middle. Literally,
Yeah.
Malcolm is in the middle of
He
this
is in the
situation.
middle.
She goes to Ezra's apartment briefly so he can give her his good luck charm for when he runs 10Ks. LOL, you do not run 10Ks. You don't run at all, Ezra. You don't run.
No.
That's a joke.
Yeah.
But he gives her his lucky charm, but then she says, I can't wear it.
And then he says, I'm sponsoring you with half of my unemployment.
Right? Oh my God. Why did you say that?
Also,
What idiot
that
are
is
you?
not financially
You're
responsible.
an idiot.
Why would you do that?
Right.
You're
Half of
he's
your
so
half of
annoying.
your unemployment. I'm sorry, you do not have groceries, rent,
Like-
electricity, bills. Can you give her $100? Maybe give her $100. What do you have to give her half your unemployment check?
Ezra's so.
He's so ugh.
Him and Aria were
can't
really
stand
annoying
him.
this episode. Yeah.
I know he was barely in it.
I know, but he was really annoying.
He was really annoying about it. Kat asked, do we have any good luck charms?
Oh, that's a great question.
It's a great question. And I knew this question was coming and I still could not think of anything. The only thing I came up with, this is so stupid. Like in high school, when you wanted a snow day, I would just wear my pajamas inside out.
Oh,
That's the only thing I can think of.
well, when it
that
was
actually
when I wanted
a snow
sure,
day.
when I wanted a snow
I
day,
did that.
my sister Sam and I, were you part of this? Were you part of the chant? Snow, don't snow, snow, don't snow. And we thought we could like trick the system, reverse psychology.
Oh,
And we would chant and jump up and down.
I did not know that. Thank you
Like,
for telling me that.
It worked.
It worked.
So thank you for wearing your pajamas inside out.
Right?
Bretton
Mine
Woods was doing the work.
we were doing the Lord's work.
That's right.
But yeah, I can't think of anything else. I don't really have that,
No.
like, but I'm just thinking about like people who like are like really into sports, right? And they're
Yeah,
like,
superstitious.
I wear this hat
Yeah.
every single time the Lakers play or whatever. And
Yep.
it's like,
Yep.
I don't have anything like that.
I don't either. Aunt used to be like that when we first met. When he would watch Giants games, he would
Yeah.
have to wear his Giants hat, and he's
Mhm.
like, "The one time I didn't wear it, they lost." And I was like,
Sure, that's
very
what it
selfish
is.
to think that way. No, I don't. I wish though. I like having like little mementos,
Right,
and
like a
things to
tradition of
carry.
some way too.
But
like,
I'm not superstitious.
no.
So, and I find a lot of people, we've talked about this before, I find like seeing a black cat as bad luck. And to me, I want all the black cats in my yard. So when I have like, we have stray cats in our community. And so when like a couple of them gather in my yard, my heart explodes of happiness. I find that's like such good luck.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Everyone's different, I guess.
Yeah.
When she leaves Ezra's apartment, there's a welcome home baby boy basket
So stupid.
outside his apartment, and she immediately runs over and looks at it, and there's a note from A, like, the secrets that you're keeping, haha, I'm going to find out soon.
It doesn't even say, hey, Ezra, you have a son.
Right.
Like you said when we were watching, if Ezra saw that, one, he probably wouldn't have picked it up, or two, he'd be like, oh, wrong address.
Right. And it wasn't like directly in front of his apartment.
No,
it was
it
kind of like in the
wasn't.
hall, so it could have been for anyone.
It's like she took it from another neighbor.
Right. So
It's
she
just
like ran
stupid.
off with the basket. Later on, then we have this scene with Aria and Caleb at the 5K, 10K, 5K, whatever it is. And she asks him what it was like for him to be 6 or very specific. Again, here's Aria with her questions. Did you ever think about your dad when you were 6 or 7? What did you think about your dad when you were 6 or 7?
Out of the blue.
He's like, I looked for him everywhere. I wish I knew him, saw him. But then when I turned 13, I felt like, he doesn't want to know me. I don't really want to know him. And I kind of just let it go. But also, there's still a part of me that wonders what he's like. And that person I've created in my head, is he the person in real life? And Aria's like, what do I do with that information? She literally does nothing with that information, actually.
Not yet.
Not yet. Everyone wants to know, how do you think this is going to play out with Ezra? How is he going to find out? When is he going to find out?
Well, it was interesting when Aria told Hannah about the basket.
Yes.
And she was like, don't let A control the narrative. You say
it's
something.
Kind of like
tell Ezra.
Right. It's kind of like a foreshadowing, right? Like, okay,
so I think
you don't say anything.
I think it's coming because this is eating at her. So maybe by the next 2 episodes, she'll tell him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We then have the final scene, which is very random, and I guess it will make more sense next week. But we see maybe Toby, someone messing and fiddling with someone's bike. We don't really know whose bike it is.
Teacher's
just
bike.
A random guy's bike.
Mm-hmm.
He gets on it, and then we don't see it, but this gentleman crashes his bike, and that's it.
Just seems like it's a prank.
Right. It's like, doesn't have anything to do with.
And we don't know the person. So then it's like, next week, are we going to see that person limp or something with a cast or?
Right.
That was so weird.
It will make more sense next week.
I'm sure.
But until then.
I'm actually going to take back, if I can interrupt.
Please do.
With the prediction I made of that Aria will tell Ezra in the next 2 episodes. I actually think Ezra already knows.
Oh.
And he's been hanging out with Maggie.
And that's
Maggie,
where he was the night of Halloween.
And the night of, and not going to the race.
Yeah, why didn't he go to the race? We didn't actually talk about that.
He's been talking to Maggie. Maggie finally told him, and he's been keeping it from Aria that he has a son. And so Aria will go, I have to tell you something, Ezra. And he's going to be like,
yeah, I knew that. I know that.
I have to tell you something too. And this is
here's my
Ezra
son, Malcolm.
Bouncing. Well, wait a minute. He's 6.
7.
7. He's not bound. I'm sorry. I was so weird. He comes out from the corner or something.
He's like, here's my son, Malcolm. I want you to meet him. And Aria's like, oh my God, nice to meet you, Malcolm.
Mm-hmm. I think that's actually how it's going to go down. Yeah.
That seems very likely.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right. Lucky Leon's ladle, strap in, because Mike says this is going to be a tongue twister for me.
I know. He did warn you.
He warned me. And I have to say, Michael, I did practice it in my head, but I can't guarantee anything will come out correctly tonight.
Okay.
This sounds delicious, by the way. It's Reese's Pieces cookie dough blizzard treat. Remember our blizzards in North Carolina? And in Chicago. We got the blizzards and they were almost melted because the guy got lost or whatever.
I remember it.
We just talked about this like last week.
Yeah.
Also, if you say Reese's Pieces, you can get the fuck out. I'm very specific.
I never say that. That was very powerful fighting words. Reese's Pieces.
Tell you what big pet peeve that is of mine when people call them Reese's Pieces. It just makes me laugh when people say Reese's Pieces. So back in the day, you guys know, I used to work at Cold Stone. If you're an OG here, I used to work at Cold Stone.
Yeah.
And we obviously had Reese's peanut butter cups, and we also had Reese's Pieces. And 9 times out of 10, y'all Long Islanders would come up to me and be like, can I get them Reese's Pieces? And I'm like, I'm sorry, they're Reese's Pieces.
You should have said we don't have Reese's
We don't have
Pieces.
Reese's Pieces.
It's hard to say Reese's. I get my mouth.
It's fun to say. It's kind of fun to say, but that's incorrect.
Is it fun to say?
Reese's Pieces.
How do you order that seriously? I'll have a vanilla sundae with Reese's Pieces. Your mouth automatically and voice
makes like
tone
a joke,
goes up.
right?
Yeah, because
Reese's
you know it's
Pieces.
stupid. Reese's Pieces.
It sounds stupid. But anyway.
Okay.
I do happen to really enjoy Reese's Pieces.
Oh, sure.
Do you prefer them over Reese's peanut butter cup?
I like the cups when they're broken up. That's my
ice cream.
preferred.
Oh, it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like both.
Yeah,
I would love to have both in a sundae. Would be great.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Catch my breath. The Reese's Pieces cookie dough blizzard treat is a story of an unbreakable bond. The type of bond that can only be forged when Reese's Pieces, chocolate chip cookie dough, peanut butter topping, and DQ's world famous soft serve blend together to form true treat perfection. With Reese's Pieces, the richness of chocolate and the sweet nuttiness of peanut butter come together to create an irresistible flavor friendship. The Reese's Pieces cookie dough blizzard copyrighted. Treat takes the Reese's Pieces classic peanut butter and chocolatey perfection and pairs it with a chocolate chip cookie dough to create a tasty trio you didn't know you needed. With every bite, you'll be reminded of the other half of your own dynamic duo. That friend that gets your jokes, loves your style, and is always there for you no matter how long it's been. Guess who's back? Back again. Mona's back. Tell a friend. While a lengthy description of this flavor, it perfectly sums up Hannah and Mona's friendship. This is a new twist on a classic Blizzard flavor, just like Mona 2.0. Also, the Reese's Pieces represent the piece of paper in Allie's diary that Aria ripped out. I give this episode, oh, you mother.
No.
I got so cocky at the end. It was so beautiful. Michael, I hope you appreciate that. But you gave it 3 scoops, red spoons. Didn't even get that right. It was 3 red spoons, like Dairy Queen spoons. Look how beautifully I said all that until I messed it up at the end.
It's always like the
easiest thing to say.
Yeah. Wow, there's a lot going on in that ice cream situation.
I would like just the Reese's peanut butter cups and peanut butter and Reese's Pieces.
Yeah.
No cookie dough. Cookie dough to me, when I was a kid, I was like cookie dough crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Always getting cookie dough ice cream. I want nothing to do with it in my older age.
I still like it, but with all of that, the cookie dough is really just sweet, putting it over
too
the top.
much, right?
Yeah.
I agree. I think it's too much.
Yeah.
If I were to get a Blizzard from Dairy Queen, it would be, I forget what they call it, but it was the one we got in Chicago, and it's got peanut butter, but it's also got graham cracker in it, and I forget which one it's called, and it's so good.
Yeah,
so
I'll
good.
just have what Liz is having.
Just,
I haven't had
It's
Dairy
like-
Queen in years, and then Liz ordered it for
I
us.
mean,
And I was
we
like,
had
okay.
we on Long Island, we didn't really have Dairy Queen until like maybe, I don't know, like 5 years ago. There's one like
Yeah.
semi close to us,
Mhm.
and then I didn't really ever have it.
Yeah.
And so when it first opened, my sister and I went and we got an Oreo Blizzard, and she was like, "This is the best thing ever." And then I just never got it again until Randy and I got COVID the first time which was very late in the game, but we both got it together. And I sat in bed and I was like, I need to DoorDash food. We need to get something. And I got Dairy Queen and I got chicken tenders and French fries. This is how disgusting I was, going to hell with myself. Chicken fingers and French fries and a Dairy Queen Blizzard. Wow. And it was that one with the graham cracker. And so when I had that, I said to Michelle, we have to get this one. I've only had it 3 times in my life.
Wow.
Dairy Queen 3 times in my life, but they've all been good.
Once, I think, with you.
They've all been good. Anyway, let's go into an MVP and shittiest.
Yeah.
MVP on 3.
Sure.
You ready? Okay.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1,
Regina.
Wayne. Oh, good choice.
I loved seeing her. She provided a comic relief and she provided some wisdom to
Twisted
Hannah.
Toes.
Twisted Toes.
I picked Wayne.
Great choice.
Yeah, for obvious great dad reasons.
Thanks for parenting.
Yeah, thanks for doing their job of being a parent.
Someone needs to.
Unlike my shittiest, no surprise, Byron.
Same. Man,
I'm
he
over this guy.
sucks
He sucks.
so much. Wow.
I mean, I've never liked him, but
no,
it was like
specifically-
seeming like he was gonna get a little better, but then he just ultimately
No,
sucks.
this episode he was bad news bears.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a relatively cringy episode.
No.
The stares of Jason and Toby maybe a little bit, but I'd say it was like a low, like a 2.
Yeah, I wasn't. Nothing was too.
That's
cringy.
good because after last week, with the craziness and the cringe,
Mhm.
altogether crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3:15. Wow, look at us. We're just moving along.
Yeah.
The title is Mona Mania. So another Mona,
Like Camp Mona.
heavy episode. No, I wish it was Camp Mona.
Love
I don't
Camp
think they
Mona.
ever bring Camp Mona back because that was so much fun.
Yeah, that was.
We find out my secret. Shh. Well, we find out there are many versions of Byron's story the night that Allison went missing. /killed.
There are many versions of Byron's story.
Yeah, so throughout the episode we hear many different versions of what happened the night Byron saw Allison.
From
Byron and others. There are other people involved.
there were other people who saw Allison and Byron together.
Or people that just know he saw Allison and their version of how it went down.
Okay, so I think Wait, is Meredith still alive?
Yes,
Okay.
she did not die.
Okay, so I think we'll hear Meredith's version.
Okay.
I think we'll hear Jason's version.
Oh, okay.
But like from not talking to the girls. Wait, would that work? How would that work? Yeah, so I just think we have Jason's version, Byron's version, and Meredith's version. Oh, that's a hard word.
Meredith.
Mayor's. We'll have Mayor's version. Let me shorten it for myself.
Mares. Okay.
Mare.
That's actually harder for me to say is mares.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's
Okay,
how I think that.
3 different versions.
And then I'm waiting. I feel very passionately about the Ezra baby reveal.
Yeah.
It's not a baby. It's a child, Michelle. I don't know why.
He's a full-grown second grader or first grader.
Yeah. Malcolm's reveal, I think, will be from Ezra.
Next week.
Maybe in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, so like when Lauren comes on the episode.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Lauren's episode is fun.
I'm excited.
Fun. Okay. I mean, the last thing we have is a reveal. Whoops. An email in which they sent a photoshopped photo, which I had shown Michelle. I will post it on Patreon as well. A picture of the same corkboard, 3 different images of the same corkboard, obviously like a stock photo, but in those photos are our possibly Instagram photos webbed in between. But then when you look down, there's an iPad, and I see what you're trying to do here. And the title of your email actually was, "You're not the only BFFs." And there is a glove with an iPad of us on YouTube. Shout out to YouTube. Subscribe, like, comment.
Hey.
And another glove simulating 2 people are A, or potentially on the A team.
Yeah. And we feel very strongly that there's an A team who's this season's A.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was very clever.
Cute. I really enjoyed
very,
it.
very
Keep it coming
cute.
with that fun stuff.
That's great.
So there's 2 people
job,
like
A.
in our show.
At least
2 people.
Yeah. That was a great idea. Very cute. We'll have to post that image.
Yeah. And Michelle said like, this is Kate coded.
Oh, well, I did. I did feel like this was super Kate. So
she's great at the Photoshop.
But she could be helping.
She could be doing the graphics.
She could be on the graphics.
She's on the graphics team.
Graphics. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're welcome, Kate.
Yes. I also feel like, and I don't know if this is on purpose, but Kate, when she has sent her emails in, I mean, we know her first name is Amanda. And that's why she actually really was A. Remember? Her middle name is Kate.
What?
You don't remember this?
No.
You don't remember this. So when she revealed herself, she said, "I actually didn't lie." But now I feel like her email signature is actually A.Kate.
What was that like? Just
Sorry to blur. Well, we got her last name.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was like, is that on purpose? Because I feel like in the past I've noticed it didn't have that so very obviously. I don't know what I'm getting at here is that I still feel she's a part of it. Is my thought process.
Okay.
Like she is Mona in this situation. You know?
She's like puppet master?
She's a little bit of a puppet master, or she's just like, hey, I'm working for whoever's in charge because I'm original A.
Wow. All right. Good stuff.
Yeah. So we'll be back next week for episode 15. I can't believe we're going to be like the end of freaking February.
I know.
Yikes.
I know.
But hopefully you have a nice week. We'll be back.
Come back next week.
Come back soon.
And if you're watching on YouTube, just comment. Let us know.
Comment, like, subscribe, do the things. And if you can please participate in our survey in the beginning of the top of the episode, you heard a ad for us to complete that survey. It will be in the description for the episode. YouTube and on any of your podcast platforms. It will be there. So please take it just a short amount of time to do it and just help us out and let us know what you think of our podcast. That'd be greatly appreciated.
Thanks, guys.
And have a great night, day, wherever you are. XOXO.